Classics songs all time. Classics songs all time. Classics songs all time.
Rainbow in the dark.
Another chapter to remember the giant of the voice in classic rock's all-time podcasts. Follow us on Spotify or Pocket Cast. Also on social networks Twitter, YouTube and Instagram. Ronnie lives in his music.
Finding classic rock's all-time the most incredible stories and anecdotes. Musicians Bruce Dickinson.
Want to see us.
What's that?
More people want to see us. And, I mean, first of all, we love doing it. It's really a kind of a privilege to be, 51 years old and being able to go out, just still to have a voice.
Lemmy.
Well, it's spelled differently and everything. It's called Orgasmatron.
Rod Halford.
I think are useful, just because of the fact that with what I try and do, it's important to try and...
Eric Clapton and Paul Stanley.
But piano was inconceivable. I mean, you can't just go out and buy a piano, whereas guitar is much more accessible.
I think I was very driven, period. It was to compensate, to make myself feel more worthy.
Subscribe on the Spotify platforms.
Rainbow in the dark.
Holy Diver is the debut studio album by American heavy metal band Dio, released in 1983, featuring the song Rainbow in the Dark. Vocalist Ronnie James Dio had just finished his first tenure in Black Sabbath, whose drummer, Vinny Appice, he brought along to form his own band. The roster was completed by his former Rainbow bandmate Jimmy Bain on bass and young guitarist Vivian Campbell, from the new wave of British heavy metal band Sweet Savage. Rainbow in the Dark, according to Vivian Campbell, guitarist for Dio, its gigantic riff, used to be a Sweet Savage song called Lady Marianne. All the music on Rainbow in the Dark was from a Sweet Savage song I wrote when he was 16. Campbell recalled how the genesis of Dio's song came from a jam session he, bassist Jimmy Bain, and drummer Vinny Appice had been having fun with when Ronnie came into the rehearsal studio one day. But we played it for Ronnie, and he almost immediately started singing the melody over it. And then during one of the breaks, Jimmy walked up to this little Yamaha keyboard that we had set up, and he came up with a little keyboard motif and that was it. We had the damn song written in 10 minutes. There is no one on the planet who plays drums like Vinny Appice. He invented the rhythm. Every time he wrote something, in my head, while playing, I thought that the snare goes here and the bass goes there. And 9 times out of 10 Vinny would reverse that. That's what he did on Rainbow in the Dark. However, Ronnie Dio wasn't sold on the song, saying, "It's a song that I don't really like," he explained in a track-by-track interview. I announced to everyone that I would take a razor blade and cut the tape. I went for the razor blade and they said, "No, no. Do not do it." For me it was too pop for the album. I didn't want to create a pop piece because I come from Black Sabbath, a band that allowed me to do anything as dark as I wanted. I didn't want those people who liked what I did on Black Sabbath to say, "Now it's changed. He has become a pop artist." But they convinced me and I thanked them again and again.
I absolutely hated that song. I hated that song in context with what else I was trying to accomplish with the album. After all, I had just come from Sabbath. So I was quite deeply into the heavier side of things, and which is what I always wanted to do anyway. I liked the riff, but I thought that the song became just a little bit poppy, and that was my problem with it. Compared to the rest of it, the other songs were a lot heavier to me. So I actually even got to the point where I said, I'm going to destroy this tape. These are the days when we were using tape and not digital things anymore. So instead of hitting delete, I would have had to take the razor blade, and I was about to do that, and they all, the rest of the guys in the band, including a couple of people who wrote the song as well, went, no, don't, it's a great song, don't. So they talked me out of doing that, and I'm very grateful that they did, and grateful that I listened, because it's certainly become one of the watchwords for this band, Rainbow in the Dark. Well, I've kind of become convinced of the song, after all these years, that it certainly has a place inside of what we do. We do it every show, so I guess that means that. But the job of the musician, the entertainer, is to entertain people and give them what they want. And that, because that song became so synonymous with this band, because it was greeted with such success, it's something that you have to do. I'm of the ilk, when I perform anyway, that each song is there, has to be interpreted and done as if it were the first time. And after all these years, Rainbow in the Dark is still the first time for me doing the song. I just think that it's matured and knows what it's supposed to do, and the people who play it know that too. So I enjoy doing the song very much now, but that doesn't change what my early attitude was.
You're an image caught in time.